Well, really, the question that I want to ask you, and I've been dying to ask. Kody pass. What are you going to do?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was going to tell you, I actually hired a lawyer. I found one, and I've put the retainer down. And basically, I'm just going to be going for separation of assets. You know what I mean? Like, that's really all I can go for. Nothing's happening. I've asked Kody, like, what about selling it? What about all these things? He's like, well, I don't know. Maybe you should talk to Mary. And I'm like, dude, let's just get it sold. Let's get it divided. However we're going to do this.
Hi friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, January 20th, 2025. Kody Brown's splits from his exes is complicated. And after this last episode, it finally hit me that the reason why neither Mary nor Janelle are going to court and suing him is because Janelle and Mary's assets are tied up together. That would mean that Janelle would have to sue Mary and Kody, or Mary would have to sue Kody and Janelle in order to get this resolved. When Kody made the decision to place names on properties, he did this so strategically because he knew the probability, in my opinion, of Janelle and Mary suing one another to separate their assets would be slim to none. It complicated everything and it made it easier for him to con them. But Janelle has hired an attorney to help her with the separation of assets, a lawsuit, which is typically a part of divorce. She says it's the only thing that she can go for Kody for, which is actually not true, but we'll just not even go there, I guess, because Janelle could, in the state of Arizona, go for back child support for Savannah. Because of the legal issues around Coyote Pass, Janelle's situation is more complicated because in order for her to divide assets, she has to separate assets from Mary too. Kody was an evil genius when he did this, and it's so disgusting that he did this to these women. Janelle explained that she hired an attorney, and the attorney would be the one that would communicate with Kody now. She said she paid a retainer, which doesn't get you very far with an attorney, and that they were going to start the process. Same with Mary. Mary said she just needed to pull the trigger. So they both hired attorneys, neither one of them filing any lawsuits. Maybe there's a likelihood that they did this through attorney negotiations or maybe mediation. I'm not sure. Or they hid this lawsuit from the public. But and Janelle, after explaining to Christine that she's hired a lawyer, makes a very ironic statement about women in the FLDS without the foresight or ability to see that this is the exact same position she has found herself in, because at this time, she still might have autonomy in some of her finances now, but really didn't while she was married to Kody.
In some of the more orthodox cults like FLDS and stuff like that, I think it's very much the women do not have autonomy over their money. And if you're not independent and you can't be financially independent, like you don't have a way to support yourself, you're going to be in a bad way because you won't have choices. So I'm really an advocate for everybody having a way to support themselves so they have choices.
I don't even care if people get mad at me for saying this, but what Janelle just said there is horrifying. Horrifying for a few reasons. One, she cannot identify that she herself doesn't have financial autonomy because she is in her 50s. And in order to purchase land, she couldn't do it by herself. She had to have her daughter and her son-in-law go in on it with her and split the difference. So she really doesn't have financial autonomy. Her choice was to have her daughter help her buy land, which fine, whatever. But to call the FLDS cult orthodox makes my stomach curdle. There is nothing orthodox about this cult because orthodox religion is not ever FLDS fundamentalism, ever. Just to give you an understanding what it is. The word orthodox is traditionally used in Greek-speaking Christian world to designate communities or individuals who preserved the true faith as defined by those councils, as opposed to those who were declared heretical. Okay. Orthodoxy is not Mormonism. There is no such thing as orthodoxy in Mormonism. It's a religion where religions that adhere to accepted creeds and doctrines. It comes from Greek words. There's nothing Greek about the FLDS. And if she's going to say that this is the true religion that adheres to the accepted creeds and doctrines, she's saying that the accepted creeds and doctrine in the FLDS are what's accepted in polygamy. Just sit there and think about that. She's saying the quiet part out loud without saying it. So what does the FLDS promote? Child brides, arranged marriages, women as chattel, accepted adherence and creeds and doctrines. She is saying that it is accepted doctrine in fundamentalism that it's okay to marry children. That's what the FLDS stands for. They still believe that if it's ordained by God and if Warren Jeff says you can do it, that you can marry children, because they don't accept that a child is a child. There are women still to this day that follow Warren Jeffs that think if Warren were to tell them that their 3-year-old could marry a man, they would. That's not orthodox. That's just disgusting. That's gross. So I have to just put that out there because I don't want it to be normalized that this is an orthodox religion. It's not. It's a P cult, okay? But also just to say, like, she doesn't have autonomy because she still is using other people to achieve her goals. And that makes me sad because she still has a way to go. But I just needed to get that out. There's more. I also know plenty of people in the Orthodox faith, the Greek Orthodox Church, that don't associate or affiliate with the FLDS. It has nothing to do with the FLDS. It has nothing to do with men marrying children. And so I think it's just me wanting to kind of stick up for that faith and say, like, this isn't what they stand for. Let's not confuse what the FLDS does with orthodoxy. It's not even remotely in the same category. Okay, so we're going to move on to more about the fight about money.
Anyway, we basically bought it all together. I paid for one of the lots solely myself.
Okay.
But the agreement is for the families, because we are doing everything together.
Right.
I paid for an entire lot myself. I think they're worried about whether I'm going to be fair or not, because the divorce just takes away all trust.
Right.
There was an email once from Kody saying he and Robyn had been talking to the right people. That was when I knew I had to for sure get a lawyer, because I just felt like something was going on.
In order for Kody to take this meeting with this real estate agent, and in order for him to sign a contract with that real estate agent, he actually needs the permission of every single owner of all of the parcels, because Kody does not own a single one of those parcels by himself. He can't, under the law, sell either parcel that has Janelle's name on it or the parcel that has Janelle and Mary's name on it. There are 2 parcels that are Kody and Robyn individually, and he can sell those, but even still, he needs Robyn there to sign off on an agreement and tell the agent that it's okay to sell. He has no ability to sell this without Robyn, Mary, and Janelle all signing off. He can't enter a contract with a real estate agent without all of the owners in agreement on who the agent will be. So he's doing this all illegally, but he tells the agent, hey, I bought that one parcel by myself with my own money, all by myself, so that the realtor believes that at least one of the parcels is his, independent of everyone else. That's how Kody can have this conversation with this agent. All of the parcels are owned as joint tenants. And joint tenancy in the state of Arizona means this: joint tenancy property ownership requires all parties to have equal shares, and the agreement must be entered into at the same time. This usually occurs at the time of purchase, with all owners listed on the deed or title. The agreement concludes if one of the joint tenants sells their interest, at which point the new owners can enter into a separate joint tenancy agreement, or the agreement can naturally transition to tenancies in common. Joint tenancy is usually favored by married couples because it simplifies the transfer of ownership when the first spouse passes away. The downside is that to sell your share of the property, you would need the consent of all parties. Okay? Every single parcel that Kody has at Coyote Pass is in joint tenancy. He can't ask that agent to list this property unless Janelle signs, Mary signs, and Robyn signs. So he misled the agent about that. And Kody by no means paid for one of those properties with his own money and by himself. Kody doesn't have his own money without the women, period. They all made the money together. And every single one of the women is on one of those parcels. This meeting is unethical. And to do this, he is trying to sell it under their nose. And if the real estate agent was smart, he would do a review of the property deeds. Now, the property never went on the market, but this is the agent that sold Kody's home, which is still shady. He sold the home that he owned, that McMansion, and helped them buy the house that he purchased with Robyn. And it was this conversation where Janelle learns about what he's going to do that makes her hire the lawyer. And she was smart to do that.
No. She thinks about screwing me over all the time. If Janelle could come after me over alimony and child support or anything, she'd do it. Oh yeah, she's got nothing but, how could I? I think now, because they both moved away, the exes, all they're interested in is just getting the money.
Okay, so Kody's view of money is that all the money is his and it doesn't belong to anyone but him, not even his children, for child support. Think about that. Kody's belief is that if a woman leaves him and asks him legally to support their children, they are screwing him. The entitlement of Kody here is astounding because a normal man and father would not view having to pay child support as getting screwed over. It is the responsibility under the law in the state of Arizona that parents provide and support their children. It is not being screwed over that he has to support his children. And he makes it seem as though Janelle is sinister for even considering alimony or child support. And mind you, when he's making these comments, his daughter Savannah is 18 years old or 19 years old. In the state of Arizona, you can get back child support for adults, and she still could file. Savannah could even file against her father if she wanted to. And Kody views the responsibility to care for his children as getting screwed over. If that doesn't tell you how he views his children, I don't know what else will make it sink into you that he doesn't care about them and that this is disgusting. And then later in the same episode, describing the businesses that they've set up, Kody makes the most insane statements about Janelle leaving him and the entitlement he has to her money. He views Janelle screwing him over as seeking legally binding and legally required child support. That's screwing over. That's not. That's just gaslighting. And then next, he's going to view business money and income that she takes with him as theft.
The most successful business I started was something I do on my own, an income source for me. Once in a while, Kody would say, well, we all are a family and we all got here together and we should all probably share that. And I'm like, Dave, no.
Listen, we put the money where we could, when we could, and we funded all these things. We did it together. Janelle left and she took that with her and she took the profits with her. We're not getting any of that, but we helped fund it.
So Janelle's biggest income stream that she has would be Plexus, which she sells. It's a multi-level marketing company. It's the pink drink, whatever. And for Kody to say that he funded this is hysterical because there's not a lot of money that has to go into selling the product for her to be successful. All she has to do is go online because it's a multi-level marketing company. She has over 1 million people that follow her. She and Christine are able to sell to their people online. It's a product that doesn't work. I don't like Plexus, but for Kody to act like he put money into Plexus is hysterical because it's probably, in the grand scheme of things, one of the lower price point MLMs that you can get into. It's unlike Mary, who does LuLaRoe and carries thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars of inventory in her home. Tens of thousands of dollars of inventory that Mary probably keeps on hand at her house. Whereas Janelle is selling supplements that Plexus worldwide sells. And she doesn't have to have a huge stock of it because people buy it online. It's not like she purchases the pink drink or whatever and says, "Hey, buy this from me." If she goes to like a trade show, she might have samples, but she's not going to have a heavy inventory. And so for Kody to act like he's funding this is just more gaslighting. And for him to say that his work and her making money is he's entitled to that money is again proving to you guys what I've always said about polygamy is that the men believe that all the money is theirs. So she says, I started making money, and Kody says, this is all we all work together, and so you need to give us some of that money. Now, Janelle says that she says no, but I'm assuming that when everything was going well with everyone and she was making money and Mary's making money and Christine's making money with all these MLMs, I am assuming that they were handing over some of that income to Kody. I've always said that because Kody was using them and almost pimping them out. And now that they're leaving with the businesses that they've created because of their fame, because most people in these MLMs will not be as successful as Mary, Christine, or Janelle. It's just a fact. And they were able to use their fame on Sister Wives to be successful. So I guess he gives them that because they all get the show together, right? Either way, it's not his money. He's not doing the work. They used to sell a product called Live International, and Kody was able to, he used a Facebook group, and that's how he got one of those cars. But they haven't been selling Live for a very long time. And Cody's never been involved with Plexus at all. And if Christine and Janelle are going to make money on it and want to sell and do their thing, fine. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's predatory, whatever, but it's still not his money. It's their money. And so he's like, but it's my money. So imagine you're trying to fight with Kody and money that's yours, he's saying is his, but it's not. There's no legal basis. And then actual legal standing and legally required money like real estate money that he owes you from because you need to sell property and he won't sell it and he's holding on to it. And Robyn says they're holding on to it because it's the only thing that they have left of them. So it's basically a way to keep them near and close enough to them and hanging on in a thread so that they'll like maybe give in, right? Because she says, well, I just haven't wanted to let go because it's the only one thing that ties us together. That's why they're hanging on to it. That's it. But that's money that legally he owes to her and she wants to sell and he's holding that up. And then child support, which again is not actually getting screwed over. So she has actual legal claims here and Kody does not. Kody does not have a legal claim to her Plexus income. That's insane. Kody does not have legal claims on really anything related to Janelle. He believes that he owns these women. If this episode didn't prove to anyone how he views these women, and what I've said for years is that the money in polygamy they believe belong to the men, and that all income that women make is given to the men. And Janelle says Kody tried to do that to her. Kody is mad that she left with that income. Again, further proving that the only reason Kody cared about these women was their money. And Kody and Robyn used them for their money. And that's what this whole fight is about. And they're finally waking up to it. And it's, and the legal battle is complicated because they could be doing things with lawyers and mediation and all of that, but the property still hasn't sold. And it's been how many years later? 2 years that they've paid that off and it still hasn't sold and they haven't put it on the market. And it's still in the same position as it was before. And Kody's still holding it up it's out of control. It's the one thing he has left in order to control them. So, and Mary and Janelle's fight is complicated because they don't want to sue each other, I'm sure. But I don't know why Janelle hasn't gone for back child support. That's just so she should. So what are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.